was one of the hottest years for San Francisco real estate market, with the market booming and breaking through record price ceilings. This brought us a lot of crazy overbiddings and enormous prices for houses in the whole Bay Area. Come with me to see the most remarkable things that happened in the city's market in 2015. The topics that will be covered in this video are San Francisco's hottest neighborhoods, bidding wars, the biggest, smallest, and ugliest listings of the year, top 3 real estate news, and new constructions in the city. Smoking hot neighborhoods of 2015. Almost all neighborhoods in the city experienced a big shift in 2015, but there were a few that stood out. Let's see which ones. The gold medal for the hottest neighborhood of the year goes to Bayview. The median sales price for condos in Bayview hiked more than, make a guess, 20%, 30%, 40%, not even close. They went up more than 80% in Bayview compared to 2014 prices. The reason for this huge jump is pretty simple. The prices in Bayview are still relatively low compared to the rest of the city, and these days, a lot of first-time homebuyers are choosing the neighborhood as their permanent home. Number 2 in our hot neighborhood list is the Western Addition and Presidio Heights, both with more than 50% rise in the median condo prices compared to 2014. And number 3, the lively Inner Mission, with almost 40% increase in the median price of single-family homes compared to 2014. Crazy bidding wars. Offering a purchase price for more than asking price was pretty normal in 2015, and over 2/3 of sold properties in 2015 went for over asking price. That being said, there were some properties that raised the bar for overbidding this year. Let's take a look. The highest ranking single-family home in 2015 is 136 Del Mar Street in Buena Vista neighborhood. A 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 720 square foot tiny home went 94% over asking, listed at $775,000, and it went for over $1.5 million. That's right, you heard me. But wait, this is not all. Things are getting more interesting. The highest ranking house in all categories has gone even higher than that. 3658 18th Street, a fixer duplex in Mission Dolores, was listed for $1.1 million and went for more than 2 times the asking price at $2.3 million. The huge, the small, and the ugly. In 2015, more than 5,000 listings were sold in San Francisco, ranging from small TIC units sold for a few $1,000s to multi-million homes. Out of these properties, there were 3 homes that made it to our list of the huge, the small, and the ugly. Let's see which ones. 2701 Broadway Street is on the top of our list for the biggest sale of the year in 2015. This 5-level white mansion in Pacific Heights, Gold Coast has an area of over 16,000 square feet and includes 7 bedrooms, 7 full bathrooms, 2 kitchens, 2 family rooms, and 3 rooftop terraces. Listed at $39 million, this listing was sold back in May for $31 million. Now let's move on to our tiniest unit of the year, 2945 Baker Street, unit number 1. At 253 square feet per tax records, this tiny micro studio TIC unit in Cow Hollow went for almost $360,000. To give you a better idea of the size, the unit is as big as 6 king-size beds combined. I was thinking you can have 1 bed space for the bathroom, 1 bed space for kitchen, 1 for closet space, and 3 bed spaces left for living, sleeping, and dining. It's not bad actually, you should only be a little more creative. And our ugliest listing of the year is 16 DeLonge Street, a fixer in Outer Mission, which was originally built as a refugee shack for 1906 earthquake survivors. Originally listed for $350,000, this ugly fixer was sold at $408,000. The description on MLS says, "Distinguished home in need of work, contractor special," which is just another way to say tear down property. 2015 was an eventful year for US economy and the real estate market in the city. Here are the top 3 stories which could potentially impact the real estate market in San Francisco. Number 1. The most noteworthy occurrence of 2015 happened just in the last days of the year. The Federal Reserve finally raised the key interest rate for the first time in nearly a decade, which was just the beginning of an end to the era of cheap money. According to Janet Yellen, the US economy was strong enough to keep growing with a little less help from the central bank. Number 2. Implementation of the new TRID rules, which stands for TILA-RESPA Integrated Disclosures. These new rules came into effect in early October 2015 and affected the mortgage industry and, of course, home buyers nationwide. A lot of people call it know before you owe, which means much more disclosures to home buyers about their obligations. And the negative impact, of course, is the delays on closing times. And finally, number 3, Prop F. We all heard a lot about Prop F in San Francisco this year, the city's initiative to restrict short-term rentals, majorly Airbnb rentals. The proponents of this proposition believe that these short-term rentals are worsening the housing crisis in the city. Prop F was on the ballot for voters in San Francisco on November 3rd, but the city's residents voted against these tighter restrictions on short-term rentals, which was a major victory for Airbnb. With more than 50,000 housing units in the development pipeline in San Francisco and over 25,000 units coming up until 2020 and beyond, we have to accept that San Francisco is growing like no other time before. In fact, in the past 5 years, the city's population increased by 50,000. And it's not all. A population growth of 250,000 is expected in the next 30 years. And it seems like some of these new construction buildings have raised the bar for definition of urban luxury. Forget about roof deck parties or indoor pools and hot tubs. We're talking about pet grooming stations, private dining rooms, music practice rooms, and of course, add to those amenities Audi's new at-home car services available for Lumina residents. And this is all for the most remarkable real estate happenings of 2015 in San Francisco. Please make sure to subscribe here for the most interesting monthly real estate news of 2016. Thanks for watching.